Let's meet Jeff. He's a leader like many of us who is seeking to be more effective, but continues to meet numerous hurdles when dealing with change. Here's our fearless leader, Jeff, again, and he's having trouble getting employees on board with change initiatives. We know he's not alone. As Higgs and Royland point out, more than 70% of change initiatives fail. Organizations want to improve, but how can they improve if they can't evolve and change? But wait, there's some preliminary research that shows a relationship between emotional intelligence and change leadership effectiveness. We may have an idea here. Let's seek to learn more. Do leaders who score higher on emotional intelligence measurements have greater success in leading change in their organizations? More specifically, the research question is, what relationship, if any, exists between the CEO's emotional intelligence and his or her effectiveness in leading change? The good news is we have an emotional intelligence validated tool called the Emotional Competence Inventory. Originally designed by Daniel Goleman, Richard Boyetz, and the Hay Group, it assesses the emotional and social competencies that distinguish outstanding leaders. The tool measures leaders on 4 emotional intelligence dimensions, including self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. At this time, one of the measurements that still needs to be identified is how to measure the change leadership efficacy. Is it profit margins? Is it the organization's ability to achieve its stated goal? Is it something as simple as a survey of organizational stakeholders? Research methodology is a mixed methods approach. It'll use a qualitative assessment of both interview answers and some survey narratives, responses, as well as a quantitative survey response of organizational stakeholders. CEOs of organizations will be asked to complete the Emotional Competence Inventory, otherwise known as the ECI. As a reminder, this is the validated tool of measuring emotional intelligence. The researcher will also conduct interviews of the CEOs to better understand their methods and do a qualitative analysis to look for emerging themes. At this time, further exploration is needed to determine how to best measure the effectiveness of change leadership. But it's currently proposed to do a quantitative survey of stakeholders in the organization to measure their perception of the change leadership effectiveness of the CEO. So some of the philosophic underpinnings of this research is in this area of andragogy. Can leaders learn to be better and improve their emotional intelligence? There's also a lot of brain science research in the emotional intelligence space. Are they motivated to make this improvement if they believe it will impact their ability to lead change? Theoretical framework is provided. The purpose is to evaluate the relationship between emotional intelligence and change leadership effectiveness through a mixed methods approach. They'll be using a collection of data and a grounded theory approach to understand and formulate a theory based on findings. Through this work, the researcher hopes to clarify the relationship between emotional intelligence and change leadership. Does the leader's EQ impact the leader's effectiveness with change? Remember our fearless leader, Jeff? Think about how excited he'll be to understand if there's a relationship between emotional intelligence and change leadership effectiveness. Will he change his desire and training on emotional intelligence if he knows it'll make a difference? Thanks in advance for the feedback. This is a work in progress, but Jeff hopes to make it to the top of the mountain with your help. I could feel that post-dissertation vacation on the way.